hammer or something?
What'd you say?
Did you move this chair down?
No.
Did you move this up?
No, I don't believe so, but it might have happened with Saco because I did take not the mic, but I took the thing to Saco.
If I sit here normally, it's just like, see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's normally like here.
It hasn't moved since Wednesday.
What?
It hasn't moved since Wednesday.
No, I know. I've been doing all week. I've been sitting on this fucking book.
Oh, shit. Oh,
What's
sorry.
the...
I can do
How
that.
do I move this thing down?
Yeah, let me come down.
No, it's fine. No, I should have asked. I didn't want to fuck it up. Let me see. Yeah, it's perfect. Thank you. All right, are we on?
Yep.
We've been on the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to do some on YouTube today, and then turn me down a little bit, Dave, please. Thank you. And then we'll bounce off, because I actually want to talk a little bit about the trivia, which is going on, I think, simultaneously.
Yes, 10 o'clock.
I believe we're on right now in trivia as well. A great Kirk Minahan performance in trivia. I will just say that if you want to bounce out of here and watch that. It's fine with me. You can go listen to this later. It doesn't matter to me. So I have in my hands, and I also have to say this, Quantum Week Chris is here, who I spoke to very briefly at the end of the show. He saw me as I made my beeline to the car. Where I think he knew I had no interest in having a conversation.
I know you never do.
You're right. So I was in the car, and I was on...
I keep walking, I say...
I think I was on 95 before anybody was out of there. There aren't a lot of podcasts. I don't want to pat myself on the back too much. I don't do it as much as I used to. I should do it more. They would go this behind the scenes in the making of a disaster. It'd be a lot of covering up and not talking about it and getting mad and people getting fired. Not here. No one gets fired. But we just exhaustively cover it to the point where I'm going to read the itemized list of this $29,000, $30,000 disaster. I'm told, by the way, that sales are going very well for the show in October, Dave.
They're going well.
Good.
Yep.
Not very well. Well.
What do you define as well? Like what percentage?
We're doing fine.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
October 2nd, go wherever now if you want to get it, whatever. Buy R&R, wherever the hell it is. Do you have any thoughts, Chris, before I delve into this about the whole disaster?
Well, I have a lot of thoughts. I do.
Well, let's go through this first.
Sure.
Let's pick through this first. So here is from Dustin, my buddy Dustin. James Michener wrote books in less time than it took this itemized list to come out. Dave smiles, having no idea who that is. I can't really read a lot of this, Dave.
So I tried to blow it up, but that's the actual. I did my best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a lot of that. All right. So here's the invoice. It comes out to, in its total, where's the final list of everything, Dave? Where I have the final number. Fuck this up as well. Oh, here it is. I apologize. I have it right here. Okay. So you don't know anything, right?
I don't know.
I mean, you know the final total, 29,700. Okay, good. We'll play a little. Good. I've always wanted to do this.
Okay.
Total for lodging.
All right, you gotta figure it's 2 nights, right? So
I would hope it's 2 nights looking at this number, Dave. I think it's 2 nights. Correct?
2 nights with 8 people. So I'm gonna say $1,600.
So if you're in the Price is Right, you're still alive because you went low.
Oh, okay.
You went low.
Oh no.
I don't think you'd win, but you went low.
Oh no.
$2,654.00. Totally even. Now I will say, am I suspicious when something comes out with a perfect dollar number? No, not at all. Nope. I'm not going to do that. I think that's a legitimate lodging for 8 people. Is that what we thought?
That's what I heard.
They really had 8 people there. And by the way, before I get more into this, am I correct in that Dave Cullinane, people were tweeting me, was going around telling people to make sure to tip these people at this event?
I was not going around telling people to tip people.
I heard a rumor.
I think that was just people fucking with me.
Okay, I'm just asking a question, Dave. Take it. What are you so cunty for today?
Oh, I'm not. It's been the worst week of my life.
Well, that's not such a bad life then.
Life gets worse, Dave, believe me.
No, I mean, I don't know about that.
Oh, it does. So I heard a rumor that not only was Dave saying the tip, but the tip, someone went to Dave, and Dave can tell you this is right or wrong.
I call him KC, by the way. Kickback Cullinane.
Kickback Cullinane.
Yeah.
Someone went over
I think
to
I
KC.
think a nice 10% of the whole thing. A nice little $3,000 check is being cut. Or not even check. Cash is being handed to him somewhere.
Someone told Dave, this is weird, the food is free. And Dave told this person that if you tip them, that's how the show will get their money back, which is so crazy.
No,
I can't believe that.
A woman
I would
asked,
hope not.
A woman asked me if she could put a tip jar, and I said yes. That's all.
So a fan never came up to you and asked about the tips?
I don't believe so.
Well, how does that? But how would that even work? Like, what's his?
We
what
couldn't
would-
accommodate
No, I know,
anything.
but
Like, wasn't-
Dave, I actually don't believe that. I believe that I believe you didn't say that. So what? Now when I say I believe you,
no,
you get cunt.
the whole thing just
Okay.
sucks.
What did I
Just
say
sucks.
to you? Clean slate, right?
I know. It's
Okay.
for you.
I
But
texted Dave the other. Well, I texted Dave the other. I said clean slate. We're starting new here. Now next fuck up, he's gone. But I mean, there is a clean slate, and then I have forgiven him.
He's got a job for life. If you don't get fucked up, if people don't get fired over this is
I
wild.
can't fire anybody. It's such a weakness. It's such a weakness. But that doesn't make any sense. Like how we get our money back. I'm maybe.
That's why I don't understand. That's why it was such a weird record scratch because it was so it was so weird. Even being in line with the food, I was talking with R.A. Minahan, a couple other people, and we're like, why is this free? It doesn't make any sense.
While you're stuffing your face with it.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Okay, yeah. Well, I had none of it, but okay, fine. $2,600 for lodging. 8 people. I'm gonna give them credit and say they went to a room. Do you think or no, Dave? What do you think?
probably, yes.
Pretty expensive this time of year around there. I don't think they stayed at some rat motel.
Did they
Nor-
enjoy the Four Seasons?
I don't know. Nor would I want. By the way, nor would I. If I were them, I wouldn't stay at some shithole Saco. I saw the pictures of some of these. The one where Coney was drinking with the, continuing to drink with the Craig guy. I mean, that looked like a place where you get fucking murdered.
After.
Yeah.
My room
And
was
we
a
almost
hellhole.
we almost did
Really?
actually.
Oh, awful place.
It's too bad that didn't happen. I don't know if I want to die more. You were Craig. That's a tough call. Where were you?
I was in Old Orchard Beach, and it was just a
you
complete
can get some old
shithole.
school shitholes there.
Awful.
Yes. Colin's also fucking around my mic all week, which it's Saco. He's like lifting in giant heights or something. I don't know what's going on with that. U-Haul 2 days, $177.
That's reasonable.
Okay, that seems fine by me. Going back though, so that's $1,300 a night. I'm gonna say four rooms, so $300 a night, give or take, before tax and everything.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. And
That's a lot. I paid $180 a night, by the way, for my hellhole in Old Orchard Beach.
So if you stayed at a Sheraton in that time of year, it's probably $300.
You're probably right.
I can't. I can't kill him for that. Do they need 2 nights? I think that's a different
I
conversation.
think so.
It's a
'cause they
long
had
drive.
Well,
It's a
this
long
crazy drive.
They had
long
this huge smoker. That was the thing. They had to deliver the smoker.
Could have drove 7 hours.
It did make the food that much better, though.
Good.
The smoker was great.
Refrigeration, $300. Generator, $67.86. Gas, $600. So as I said yesterday, the amount of time, like I'm fascinated by numbers, by like old Billboard charts and baseball stats, and like you, Chris, I think to some extent. I saw a big. I do this all the time. My buddy Jim Russo, and he doesn't care as much as I do. But I'm always like, do you know the difference between now and when we first met is like the difference between when we first met in like 1958 or something.
Right.
So Big Cat had a tweet the other day. The difference between now and 1980 is like between 1980 and 1939. That happens to blow my mind. It really shouldn't because it's just years. Like who cares? But so numbers like that fascinate me. So I spent a good 2 hours trying to figure out places from here to wherever that are less than Madawaska to Saco just to entertain myself. I thought Montreal was a good one. I know it's close, but it's not that close.
No.
And, like if somebody said, we have an event going on in Montreal. Oh, hey, let's call our buddies at the Halfway Cafe to cater to the event. That seems a little crazy. That is an hour and a half less of a drive than it is from Madawaska to Saco for catering.
I did say that to you. I said that to you on the show. I said I don't.
Dave, we'll have a ceremony for you later.
No,
okay.
I
I mean, do you want me to blow you on YouTube? Or
No,
are we going to lose it if we do? I mean, congratulations. You told
No.
me it's a long way from that. I agree.
I just don't know why. It's another thing that I like. Why
Well, I
didn't
still
I
thought,
question
but
that?
I stupidly also thought that it was still like a food truck going there. So I didn't care if they were driving from fucking.
And in general, it doesn't matter as long
Well, if
as
it's a
they
food
agree.
truck, I don't care if they're coming from fucking Alaska. If they want to come here and sell their stuff and people want to pay for it, great.
Yep.
If I'm not paying for it, fantastic. Let it be noted again, I'm paying $30,000 for this. $30,000 for this event. Anyway. So the gas is $600, which I'm sure it is. I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
doubt
it's a long
that. I mean,
drive.
you're driving a U-Haul. You're probably filling it up fucking 6 times going back and forth from Madawaska by the fucking, a restaurant on the back of the fucking truck. Food. So it's food they're consuming, I suppose, right?
Like their own dinners?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
$610.
Whoa.
Well, 8 people, 2 days, $300 a day, 2 meals. The summer,
guess.
put it this way: they went out and had a nice lunch or dinner somewhere. Of that, there's no doubt. which I'm paying for like a fucking a word I won't use. Tolls $25. Okay. Store miscellaneous.
Oh.
$727.54. I don't know what that. Do you have any idea what that means, Dave?
I do not. I would assume things broke or something like that, or
Just stuff?
utensils or whatever. I don't know.
Tape and pencils and shit like that. Whatever. Okay. Cisco food cost. So they got their food through them.
Yeah.
$7,500. 7,544 and 13 cents. Pepsi, which provided the drinks and whatever, $902. Payroll.
Oh.
So this is something I didn't consider. That I'm paying. I suppose I'm paying these people for this. I thought whatever. $5,000.
Wow.
So that's 8 people
For 2 days, though.
for 2 days. So that's $2,500 a day. So it's about $300 a day per person.
Right. Okay. Yeah. 3 times 8 is 24. Yep.
Okay. Total expenses. You have a drum roll, Dave? Just do a drum roll, Dave. Go ahead. Thank you. Chris, total expenses.
Oh.
The numbers I just gave you. It's not the final number.
Right.
So.
16,000.
Not bad. $18,638.74. So the other $11,000 is what?
Is that his profit? Would he itemize it that way? It's a bizarre way to do it.
Well, Dave, you texted me. So
That's what I didn't understand.
I don't understand. That's 30. No, that's more.
So when we did the show on Wednesday, we all kind of agreed in the theory, which this never happened, by the way. $29 a head doesn't seem insane.
Right.
Right. So he goes in there charging $29 a head for 1,000 people. It's a $29,000 bill. Now,
The food, by the way, the food and drink combined costs about $8,400. So food and drink is $8,400, and then there's an additional almost $21,000 on top of that.
So I think we can.
That seems nuts to me. I mean,
can figure this out easily. I think. Look at the soda. So there was 1,000 bottles in theory he bought, right?
Yep.
And it was $900.
Yep.
So that's 90 cents. That's his cost.
Correct.
Right. So then the rest of that money. So he should have.
Where's
He should have marked it up.
But $5,000 that is payroll. So we're already paying them.
Right, but you're not paying him though. That's his company. That's
Right. No,
his
so I
profit.
understand. So if I go to
But you don't
so if
itemize
I
it.
go to Chick-fil-A, it's not the sandwich is not
Right.
gonna, right. I understand that.
But you don't typically see invoices that show his profit. That's a
Right.
bizarre way to do it.
That seems like a big markup to me. But I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know how. It
and
works.
that's where then my next thing was he has basically a 35% margin.
Right. And maybe that's common. I have no idea. I know nothing about the catering business. What do I know about the catering business, as Paulie would say in a way in Goodfellas? I don't know. It's almost unfair. So I mean, did you have any idea, Dave, or no?
Do I have what the average cater?
Yeah.
I looked it up on Google. It looked like 12 to 15%.
Oh, really? Oh, Jesus.
But I don't know. That could be just me being a fucking idiot.
We also don't know what his other bill. Like he shouldn't. What he should have done is he should have marked up everything 30%. So
I suppose.
you don't show your cost on an invoice. That's a bizarre way to do business.
Right. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I still remain. I mean, like if you ask me today, Friday, the August 27th, 10:13 a.m. We're live on YouTube. I'm live on YouTube right now, and live in one platform and on Trivia. I mean, this is very difficult to be this busy.
King of all media.
Yes. Yeah. Right. If the old Eddie Andelman blame pie, and I saw some polls, and I have to admit, like, other than the fact that my name is on the show and I'm technically in charge, like, I'll take the blame a lot. The idea that I'm going to be blamed for this, I think, is silly. I just think maybe you disagree.
Oh, I got some blame your way. This
Okay,
one,
good.
sure.
Okay. I would blame Justin 80%, Dave 18%, and me 2%. I mean, I hired them.
You got to give me more than 18.
Well, I mean, I blame,
will.
I blame. I'm sure Chris will, but I blame Justin the most for this. I see stuff like this, and I'm like, well, I mean, so I talked to Erica yesterday for the first time about this, and she was just like dumbfounded by this. Did she talk to you and Justin yesterday?
Just by email.
Okay, then was Justin responding as well?
Yes.
Okay, what was the
Same story. Like, same thing you've gotten. He thought it was a food truck.
right?
I don't know.
Okay,
That's it.
okay. I don't sense a lot of regret or from Justin. Like I've not,
I don't know if
he's
he's
going
hit
through
that stage. Like it's just because it's
Well,
been
I mean, this isn't like the 7 stages of grief here. I mean, he fucked up. It cost me $30,000.
I'm in the
he
7 stages of grief.
Well, okay, but I'm talking about him now. Like,
Hopefully he's not in bargaining.
like I believe that you are again giving a very good, like television movie performance of a guy who feels bad about this. Like it's fine. You're like, it's fantastic. Willie Ames would have played you in '88. It's great. But Justin's like, I texted Justin the other day about this, and I was like, hey, do you have any? And I said, no pressure. Do you have any time frame where you might return or not return? Again, like, either way, zero pressure. And he's like, yeah, I might come back in a couple weeks. And that was it. And I was like, do you want to say, like, I really fucked this up? Like, I'm sorry, but I guess not. I don't know. And it's like a weird situation where he's on mental leave, but at the same time, he's also not really like an employee. Like, not really. He's not a Barstool employee. Like, he gets paid by the hour. Like, he's not like a...
Right.
Like he's not, I don't know. Like
But his checks come from Barstool. He's a Barstool employee.
Yeah, but I pay for him.
But that's why I'm so...
You got to remember, like this entire operation is, I pay for. I pay for this. I pay for him. I pay for Justin. I pay for this. I pay for this. I pay for this. I pay for everything.
Right.
Comes out of my, and then...
You get a budget.
I get a budget, the rent here. And then after a certain amount of advertising money hits, then I get a really nice slice of the pie. So this year, between these shows, the Wilburs coming around, the Case, which did really well, another season of the Case, which is coming up, this show itself, where the advertising is really big now, I was like, oh, this is going to be a nice, healthy year. Well, get a quick $30,000 out of that before we get started, but that's okay. But even like I saw people tweeting, like, for a guy with all this money, you're really upset about the money. It's not. It really is not. The money is while annoying, it's immaterial to the whole. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's more the idea that this happened is not even. But at the same time, I know I'm babbling on here. Before we get to the Erica thing and Chris's thoughts, at the same time, I do intellectually recognize that, like, it's kind of like when the thing happened yesterday in Afghanistan, right?
Okay.
Like, a guy like Jerry is secretly happy that happens, like, in a weird way. I'm not saying he's happy that people died, but he's happy that there's I've worked with the guy. Like, he's excited about it. He's not rooting for American soldiers to die, but he is now excited because he can go after Joe Biden, right? Similarly, like, am I down deep kind of in a weird way happy that this happened? Well, I mean, of course, like in a stupid way. Like, I'm like, well, I'll do what nobody else does. But nobody else in the world does anymore. Stern used to. Is this now becomes a thing where we're just going to talk about it. And it led to great content. I don't deny that. And I don't know if I would rather have this not happen and not have great content, or I have no idea. I don't even want to think about it. I don't want, but anyway, that's a lot of whatever. So what was that was it between you guys?
Yes.
That was it. Like, what was on the emails?
Just the story. She just asked, like, the evolution of how it all happened.
Okay.
So,
and what did Justin say? Or write, rather?
He just wrote out the same thing he told us, is that they had correspondence about it. It was a food truck, and then blah, blah, blah.
Okay. Yeah. Like, I don't think this guy Dustin's, I just don't think he's lying.
He's not. I mean, I
just don't think he's lying. And Dave obviously confirmed it.
And I confirmed it, thinking he was already coming. Like, the besides the venue, nothing was figured out 48 hours before the event.
It's true. We had no stage.
When did you realize, Dave, that the food was free? Like, when did you realize that we weren't paying for the food?
In all honesty, it really never hit me at all during the event because I was running around. I never, like, nothing registered.
I'll
because
actually buy that because, like I said, when you're on the other side of that build, like, you're not, I wasn't there as long as anybody else, but I was there and it didn't.
The only thing, though, you had a woman with purple hair running around screaming,
I didn't hear
free
it.
food.
Okay.
We weren't there yet.
Okay, yeah.
Free food. Food's on the house. Free food. It was wild.
I'm
So you
doing
didn't hear that, Dave?
wiring. No, I'm doing
Okay.
wiring. I'm doing testing. I had video shit that fell apart.
And also,
Like,
in fairness, Chris, let's just say that he hears that. Then what?
Well, that's
I
the
mean,
thing.
it
Right.
becomes the theme of that live show. But other than that, it's not.
Yeah,
like
the carts, they already paid for
right.
the right.
Yeah, it's not like we're going to be like,
No.
hey, we have to. Dave's not going to be like, put a stop to this. And,
Right.
Like, he's not going to be William
I know.
Wallace and like lead a charge against
30
it. Like,
minutes before that event, I didn't think videos were going to play on the screen. Like, literally nothing was on my brain.
Right, but let's just say, like, so I've heard this from a lot of people. I've gotten feedback on this like you wouldn't believe. I'm sure you have as well.
Yeah.
So, like, if you saw that woman going by there saying that, what would you have done?
I don't really know. I would have been like, oh, fuck.
Would you have said something to me?
Yeah,
Great.
I hope so.
What a problem solver.
I honestly, and by the way,
Fuck.
I almost don't doubt that it happened because my brain wasn't even relatively there. It wasn't even in that mind.
Your brain wasn't even relatively there?
No, it was like it was always on technology, figuring out how to like make sure the event was going on, wiring this, wiring that. I had 2 moments. I was telling Chris before the show, and I fucked up probably both of them. I had 2 moments of, let's just call it, didn't think about problems going on around me.
Hold on, what are they called?
What did I?
Didn't think about problems going on around me.
2
That's what we're
moments.
calling them. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
like
no, I just want the
wiring
title.
and video.
Right?
Yeah,
There's
sorry.
going to be a tweet later with your face looking stupid that's going to say, didn't think of problems going on around me. I like that.
20 minutes of beer pong, right?
Which
I
you
took
played,
20
right?
minutes, it was just water. But
Which, by the way, he was not. I was there. He was not drunk at all. All kidding aside, he was
I
not.
don't say he was drunk.
Yeah, I'm
I don't care, but again, I only hear 1 sip of alcohol or 30. It doesn't matter to me.
But he
a policy.
but he wasn't acting like a clown or anything. I gotta stand. I gotta stand up from there because I was there.
But I don't care.
All right, I mean, I'm just saying. And he was nursing that drink. It wasn't.
Yeah, but he was. But there are rules. Like there are rules.
I get it.
I know people are like, but we have there's reasons why this happens.
And also, we were talking about that. This wasn't me having a beer with clients. These were fans of the show.
Of course not. I saw people tweeting that too. It's so
insurance,
stupid.
You made an insurance comment last show. That doesn't even apply.
Well, sure it does, because if somebody walked into an insurance building, I'm not saying going out to lunch, like having a Mad Men lunch, where some guy walks in, you're not gonna sit there and have a fucking beer. It doesn't even matter anyway. I don't care. There are rules. You work for you work for me.
Totally
You don't.
agree. I agree.
So go ahead.
All right, 20 minutes there, and then when you showed up and your daughter was on the stage, I just like felt like I should just stay there. I know it's
Are you
stupid.
blaming Kate now? For
No,
this?
no. I'm just
What are
telling.
you fucking talking. What are you gonna do? Protect her?
No. I just mean like I didn't want to leave that area. So that was like I didn't. I mean, technology problems were still in my head at that point.
Quite
but
a
I just-
gentleman, Dave. I
I'm
appreciate
just
that.
telling you. It
Thanks.
just felt weird.
Saved your life.
Yeah.
Fucking beat you up probably. So yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I heard that from a lot of people, but I actually believe that if you're working, like you're not gonna. But everyone said she was pretty loud and proud, screaming free food. So
Oh, it was. I mean, it was.
Barstool's pay. But I have to say, like we talked about this the other day, like some people are saying, like she's supposed to do that, right? I mean, it's a catering. We're paying.
She's trying. It's a big space. She's trying to get everyone to
We're
go.
paying them. We're paying her, a fucking fortune to do it. So
I
there you go.
confirmed a catered fucking event.
Yeah, we know.
Disgusting.
Yeah, we know, Dave. I'm disgusted. You're disgusting. We all agree. I don't think that's disgusting. Do you have that drop or no?
What drop?
That's even worse.
Right. Here's what we're talking
The
about.
old Steve Robinson drop. That's disgusting.
I don't have that. I don't have Steve Robinson
Picturing it in
drops.
my head. I wish I had Steve Robinson dropping me here right now, right in that chair. Who, by the way, is taking Dave?
Oh my gosh!
On every forum, and I'm hearing texting me. He is dancing right now. Oh,
It's just grade dancing all week.
and he does like you too. That's the other thing. He said he likes you, but he's like, geez, how did this happen?
Well, that's what I said. I even as a manager, like I shouldn't have allowed Justin to be in that position.
I put him in that spot. I'm
I
telling you,
don't- it's
you're now beating yourself up too much, which is now annoying me.
It was
Because
$30,000.
Yeah, it was,
I'm aware of how much
lot of
it was.
money.
I'm aware how much it was. It's like it could be a year of one of my kids' college just gone, floating into the night.
I mean, did you even look at the thing I sent you for Saco 4? Did you look at that at all or no?
Yes,
Like that's what I would have done in this situation, and I should have forced that.
you could
on
have done
somebody.
it. You could have done it in this situation.
No, that's what I mean. I should have forced it. Like I just should have.
No, we gave Justin. This is why, again, I personally blame. I don't know. So before Chris has his thoughts, if you do the blame pie, Dave, what would it be? And keep in mind, I'll fire you if you put me above like 5%.
Oh no, I don't even.
okay.
Yeah.
Just let you.
Let's put you at 1%.
Okay, it's wrong. It's too much. Okay.
Dave at probably.
By the way, odds of this equals up to 100.
Oh,
yeah.
43%.
You get 90. You get 99 to play with here, Dave.
74%.
Who?
Me, Dave.
Oh, good. Okay.
And then you're at 25%
there you
Justin.
go. Well done. That's being. You see what he's doing now.
he's-
No, I'm
Yeah,
not. I
you
just
You really are. It's okay.
What a hero.
I didn't ask any questions. I didn't force anything back. It was just I
You
thought it was done.
confirmed things.
No, but that's what I mean. I should have.
Who was Erica laying the blame at?
Erica was like the most cordial, accepting human being on that email chain. There was no blame whatsoever. It was just, I guess, probably me because she said the same thing you said. You should never assume things, and that is 100% accurate.
I assume Justin could fucking hire a food truck, so I have to take some blame too, 2% of it. Yeah, she was fine. Like she was laughing at it because the beauty of this great fan base and me and whatever is we'll just do another live show. But what I don't like about it is is basically giving away a live show. Like I take these things very seriously. I like to do a couple a year. Now it's kind of rushed and it's not as exclusive. And it's not, but people are still going to go. So they'll have a good time.
I got I'm excited.
Yeah, well, there you go. And the other thing we talked about, Eric and I, is we do have to have a dedicated merch stand at these shows. It's silly that we don't have. I mean, it's silly. Like I recognize that too. I'm difficult with that stuff, and we were talking about it yesterday. We should. People want to buy stuff, and they should be able to buy stuff.
Yeah, I talked to merch about that before I even came in on the show, and they just said
merch,
like the merch team.
Oh, they meant Bob merch.
Yeah,
No. She just said even for their other shows, it's been a pretty big pain in the ass for other shows at Barstool to pull that off.
I know, and I don't feel like it should be. I mean, we have like 30,
You got like 100 shirts in the
Well, I
closets.
think like so we would have to have people obviously want to play with cards, so we have to have that system hooked up to an iPhone, and it just becomes you have to have somebody dedicated in that spot, all that stuff. So it's certainly doable.
To me, for October, we want to make every dollar we can. That's a must, and obviously the Wilbur, that's has to be a must. So go ahead, Chris. First, start with the blame pie.
Okay, my blame pie is 50% Justin, 30% you, Kirk,
30%,
20% Dave. And I'll explain the 30% for you. So if you gave Harry your car keys and had him just drive around and you got in an accident, aren't you?
That's a really dumb. That's a spectacularly stupid.
I don't think it is. I think it's actually really apt.
It's against the law.
Okay.
He's 9 years old. That's stupid. Like Justin is an adult who has a job.
Oh, you think Justin is capable of handling events?
No, I don't now.
But you thought he was before? What in his resume made you think?
He did in Madawaska.
It was a fucking disaster.
I know,
Carano and Travis bailed him out.
But he wound up getting the food truck, right?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so that's the responsibility I gave him.
Right.
Food truck.
You gave him all the responsibility. He had a whole live show.
Okay, but I mean, other than like, first of all, I called the guy from Dave can confirm this. I want to knock this percentage down. I called the guy at the drive-in for this last show, Dave. Correct? Yes. So I booked it. That part of it. Okay. So
right, because Justin was trying to call the movie theater hotline.
Correct. So where am I at now?
Oh, you're still at 30%.
No.
You can't put him in charge.
It's got to be 28%.
He should be taking tickets at the door.
No.
He handles
Nobody
the
does.
merch stand.
Nobody takes tickets to the door. We don't worry about that.
Yeah,
people just roll in. I want somebody doing that than that drugged out idiot from the last show.
Do you think there was a tremendous amount of people that got in with?
I don't think so. I think fans are pretty good. Like there may have been a few. Who
we talked about that at the show, didn't we?
Yes, I do think. Do I think everybody there had a ticket in their car? I do not.
My thought process was over under
96% or something.
I would imagine everybody, but I know for Saco 2, when I went last year, Saco 1 there was someone there. Saco 2 there was no one there, and I'm like just with my phone. I'm like I don't want anyone to think I'm stealing. Like
right.
It's just awkward and weird. And
so basically, your blame for me is hiring Justin.
Hiring Justin for that duty.
Well, okay.
I think Justin has value. I don't want to see Justin get fired.
But he has to do something for Saco. Like somebody has to do.
Have him do the take tickets.
Someone to pay him to be a ticket taker?
What do you think his ceiling is with some of this stuff?
None. I don't think he has any ceiling.
So you think it's unlimited? You think he can do anything?
No, I mean, like he can't even get in the room. There's no, he's on the floor. There's no, he has no whatever. He's the opposite of a ceiling.
I like Justin a lot. He's so loyal to the show. I agree. I don't think he should be fired.
That's why he has his job. That's it. That's the only reason why.
But you have him, like, look at his events he's done. He did the Kowloon thing to honor Jared.
I know.
But Jared didn't even go to it. It couldn't be more of a fuck up.
Are you talking from a listener's perspective, or are you talking from interacting with Justin on like producing content outside?
1 second.
Of here?
Before Chris answers, let me talk about Select Quote first. I don't want to forget these guys. If you're like me, you have a family, you want to protect them. My life insurance gives me peace of mind knowing my family will be taken care of. We list all the reasons. Mortgages can be paid off. Kids can go to college. We know all this stuff. But you got to take this seriously. This is about the most important thing you're going to do. And you don't want anyone for this. You need a pro. I recommend and use Select Quote. Select Quote has been around for over 35 years and has over 2 million families. They trust them. They comparison shop highly rated insurance companies like Prudential, Banner Life, Mutual of Omaha, and others to impartially find you the company with the best rate. Their technology quickly matches your individual need with the best insurance company to find your best policy. You'll be surprised how affordable a policy can be, plus quotes are free. Don't put this off another day. Go to selectquote.com. Within minutes, you get your free quote. Go to selectquote.com. Selectquote.com. They shop, you save. So what was your question, Dave?
My question was just, are you looking at it from a listener's perspective of laughing along with the show, or are there outside things that prove to you that he couldn't handle the task? Because up until this point, he has never proved that to me working on this show outside of the actual recording.
Or do you know the history of the Big Rick's pizza situation?
I just heard the background bits and pieces.
That was pretty fucked. That Justin, somebody botched that, but it always seems to be, in Justin's words, the other guy really fucked it up.
By the way, if that Big Rick thing had ever happened, you'd have $30,000 more right now.
That's true.
It all stems back to Big Rick.
That's true. If Big Rick wasn't such a fucking idiot, or Justin, one of them, I don't know which one.
I just nothing in Justin's resume, I don't believe, or in his experience on this show would ever put me. I would never put him in charge of something like that.
All he had to do was call two. We could do it right now. Call 2 food trucks.
But obviously he can't do it though, Kirk.
Well, then why does he have a job?
Because he's loyal to the show.
Well,
and he's
great, but so
and
what?
He does
so
the YouTube.
Clive is loyal to me. You want me to bring him in? Like I don't like. What, you know why? I don't know why I'm getting mad at you. I'm the one who fucking hired and paying this guy. Oh,
He
Jesus
has never
God.
once done
Anything
what
good.
I haven't.
really
No,
agree.
he has never once not done what I've asked him to do. And the only time that I was shocked with his show-based performance was when I asked him to come up with names for the surprise guest for Friday. And I thought that was like a fun thing that he'd be into. And he disappeared, which I believe was like right there at the start of his mental health break.
Right. And I'm never going to fire the guy, obviously. I mean, clearly I'm never going to fire the guy. So it doesn't, the whole conversation is stupid. Like if this thing had been $300,000, I wouldn't have fired him. So I don't know, And
But I think you need to demote him from this position.
he's not, he's going to have, of course, he's going to have no role in the planning of this.
Well,
next
then
live
that's
show.
proof that you are to blame. Then, if you're making that change, then you assume
Well,
some responsibility.
Well,
for
sure, I
this.
said it's my show, but I mean,
There's more to
when,
just
when you
pushing-
when you run a company, like I said the other day, you do have to say, okay, here's the person. Like you should be able to do basic tasks.
Well, Dave asked me, am I looking at this from a fan? As a fan, I love this. This has been the greatest
course,
week.
sure.
This is awesome. It's so fun. We get to do another live show. I couldn't be happier. But I'm looking
get
at
it.
it from a business person. As a businessman, I would never hire someone who has no event experience to run my events.
Yeah, but
and then just let them run it willy-nilly like
Chris,
this.
he's just calling food trucks. Like he's not planning the Wilbur show. He's not planning a fucking Broadway extravaganza. All I wanted him to do was call 2 food trucks. He couldn't do it. You're right. My fault was that I thought he was capable of doing a basic need and he didn't. So if you want to blame me for that, I'll take the
And
blame for that.
that's where that blame is. But most of it obviously falls on, Justin also, you brought up a really good point last week when Justin took leave and you were upset he didn't send the videos over. And you're like, you got to be a professional.
Yes.
And I think that's really apt here because like he should have sent, and this is why I don't give Cullinane a ton of blame or maybe much blame as some other people, because he should have given Cullinane a one sheet of all the contacts. So to have Cullinane have to chase all those down, it just adds a degree of difficulty. It's not hard to do. And I understand Justin's going through stuff, and this stuff he's going through I don't understand. I completely put that all on the table.
Absolutely.
But you still have to be a professional.
Correct. He's an adult. He has a job. And I told him, take as much time as you want. I couldn't be more understanding of it. But there is a job to do. So that's where, if I ever think about firing him, it's based on that. But like what? The guy comes back from mental leave and I fire him? I can't do that.
Hey, you really can't.
No, my hands are tied because he's, I've done it many times myself.
He's also really loyal and does care about the show a great deal. That means
I wonder. I wonder. But like, I would say I wonder, just based on the last, between the video stuff, and I wonder how much he cares about the show. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't
We'll
know
have the
either.
conversation when he comes back. I like the kid. I want him to come back, but it's also tough to have these conversations while he's out right now because he's probably watching this. So it's
I know.
but that's life. Like you're not working at, you're not working at AT&T. This is a different job. Like, this fucking ruins people.
I know you
Look
don't.
at Mike. Look at Steve. Look at fucking Dave. Dave's fucking destroyed.
I'm just ruined.
is great.
I know you don't have high expectations of me, let alone after this, but I knew coming into this role, it was not just pushing buttons. There were other things on top of it. And being a leader and monitoring somebody like Justin was something I just fucking had to do, whether you trusted him or not.
Yeah, to put more blame on me than Dave is crazy. Crazy.
It's
I would
crazy.
flip that
It is
30 to
crazy.
20.
It
I'd flip
really
that
is.
30 to 20. That's nuts. He confirmed the fucking thing.
All right. I'll tell you what. You talk me down. I'm still giving you 20 though.
I'll take 20.
All right, Dave. You got 30 now.
Confirmed.
That is brutal. That was rough.
Confirmed.
It's just.
I was all ready to really defend you, and you got the confirm. Even though this guy, meanwhile, wants nothing to do with me sitting here. I know that.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't like
He
you.
doesn't like me at all on this show. Yeah, no.
about.
that is true.
I said
That is
this
true.
to you.
That is true.
I said this
That
to you
is true.
at the show, and then that's not.
Oh, he was drunk, dude. You were drunk, Dave, in fairness.
You made a face. He's like, "Oh, Chris, I'm
I
great,
like
wonderful."
Chris. I do.
Well, Dave wanted, throw riot or
Right.
fucking one of his.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not a pro
one of his
wrestler. Or I'm not on
guys.
spitting chicklets. I guess.
He wanted,
So-
Red or one of his
So
fucking
dumb.
Tex buddies on
Right.
there. Craig, it's just. So I don't I guess we're just going to pay the fucking bill, right?
I'd like to ask him just because of the clusterfuck perfect storm that happened, if there's any way he'd consider
Dave's gonna
dropping
get,
it
Dave's
down.
going to get $50 off this.
No,
time.
but I
got him.
yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. You should never pay full price for anything. That's so insane to me. Like you,
Well, here's
it's
where
a podcast.
here's where I disagree, though, Chris. Like, yes, that's a good point. But if there had been estimates sent to somebody, then you negotiate the price.
Yeah.
That which didn't happen because, first of all, I didn't know we were paying for it, and secondly, I guess Justin never got like people are killing this guy Dustin. I'm like, this guy Dustin fucking play this like
0% blame.
Yeah, play. I mean, could he have been more forthcoming? Maybe in the process, sure, but that's not on him.
But it was the second job with you guys, so he probably just assumed the same per
Process
head.
paying for it. I agree.
Yeah, like it's the same thing as the last time, just a bigger event.
I saw Karama tweeting that, and he's right.
Yeah, and I could have done the same thing. I could have started asking questions based on those text messages. So
I agree with that too. So I don't. But yeah, I mean, we could have promoted it, but I don't know how much our podcast plug that's going to help him in fucking Madawaska? I have no idea.
I don't know, but I mean, it's a Barstool podcast. I don't think you guys should be paying full price for anything. If I was on the sales side of it, I would never. That wouldn't happen. That's just insane to me.
People in Barstool are. I got texts yesterday from people at Barstool I've never talked to, like prominent, big name people, and they were like, "Is this real? Like, are you fucking kidding?" I was like, "Nope, this happened. This fucking happened." And Eric at the end of the conversation was like, "So how much did we like make on this live show?" I said, "No. The first thing is a minus, and then we go from there." So
can we turn this into a positive before we get off YouTube here, and a call to action for tickets again, and say we do have goals of not just making the money back. Like I hope that we
I don't think
make
the listeners should really care how much money we make on this show. If you want to go to the show and have a good time, great. Like we're kidding around about but we're not really fundraising. Like everyone's going to be fine. We're gonna have a good show. We're gonna try and do better than the last show. I think Dave's gonna try and incorporate more stuff. Justin better. It's gonna be. I think. Hopefully, I thought the last show was great. I thought we had a great time last weekend.
I had a fantastic time.
Good. Yeah, I'm sure. And this show, I think, will be better. Everyone knows these live shows are great. Fall in Maine is fantastic. You're going to have a great time. So you go to, what's this guy, Dave? Where do you go?
I go to Minifan HQ. You'll see it right at the top. Buy tickets there. Yep.
Yeah, so I know the tickets are doing well. So buy them if you want to have a good time. Everyone makes a whole day out of it.
If you've never gone, go. From a fan perspective, it's super fun. It's like one of my favorite things all year.
Good. Any other thoughts on this before we sign off on YouTube? Dave, Chris?
No, that's
no.
it.
Okay, Dave.
No, that's it. I guess that summed it up.
All right.